I got a long list of them. I got a long list of them. For me, a part of it is, what people are doing to the greatest country in the world that changed my life. I'm going to do my part with the fight against them, the establishment in a big way. Those that are targeting kids to confuse kids, I got 4 of them now. That's a very formidable opponent.
What do you do with the lies on both sides related to all of this? Because, look, I supported Trump. I've interviewed Trump. I like Trump in a lot of ways. And I will vote for him if he's running against the Democrats. So my cards are on the table. The lies about Florida, the lies about COVID, I could go on and on. The lies about Fauci and all that stuff. Like, what do you do with that? You are someone that cares about truth. You've mentioned your faith several times. Like, what do you do about that? Because I think a lot of people are struggling with that right now. They're seeing the lies, and they're having trouble kind of connecting that to the rest of their life or their ethos.
And I understand that. Okay. Here's what I've learned. No matter, the more you study history, and whether you like this or not, you can rip this argument apart as much as you want. Some of the best people that fought for our freedom were complicated human beings, period. Misunderstood, complicated, complex personalities, weird upbringing, difficult to be around, strange people, weird habits, weird obsessions, strange vices, just purely complex people who saved the world. These are very weird people. Then you can look at the people that were proper people, the people you like, the people that all the things you and I value, that what a sweet man, what a this, what a that. They don't have the dogfight. I'm sorry. History doesn't favor perfection. The people that go out there and are willing to do the fight, they're not going to fit the profile that everybody's looking for. Is Donald Trump one of the most complicated, complex, strange people? You support him one day, next day, like, what are you talking about? Did she ask you a basic question? Do you know the difference? Can a man be a woman? Can a woman? Just say, why are you taking 5 seconds to answer the question? Just say it. But you don't know why he's doing that. Is he playing with her? Is he playing with the audience? Did he just have a meeting 30 minutes before Megyn Kelly with his 5 people that are trying to figure out a way to give a new messaging because he's losing 3% of the vote in a... You don't know what he's thinking, but what you do know is everything he's doing is intentional. He doesn't wink. He's not a winger. He is a guy that will say, wait till you see what we're going to do. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. Wait till you see is kind of like a salesperson. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. Part of that is a visionary driver, future truth. Totally get that. But he is also a guy that's kind of watching everything and sizing everything up, and he's taking risk here, then he adjusts. That message didn't work, let me change this. Oh, that message worked, it's pissing off the right people. Let me poke on this guy. But to me, we're not going to get who we're like aspiring to get, this perfect candidate. It's just not going to happen.
So since Trump has chosen an awful lot of enemies, I really like what we've done with this shot. Can we go to PBD's one shot? One shot. Look at that. We get the book right in there. That's very nice. Choose your enemies wisely. Who are your enemies these days?
I got a long list of them. I got a long list of them. For me, a part of it is, what people are doing to the greatest country in the world that changed my life. I'm going to do my part with the fight against them, the establishment in a big way. Those that are targeting kids to confuse kids, I got 4 of them now. That's a very formidable opponent. The people that are...
How much of that is happening? I mean, you're here in Florida. I'm sure your kids are going to great schools and all that. But is it like just stuck in the culture that it even has to come up for your kids
you have to
who are obviously insulated from
I'm still running an insurance company with 49 states, and we got 46,000 agents that 15,000 of them are active right now. So I get all the news from all these different states on what's going on. They call me and I'm talking to them. So we have people on the ground that are experiencing this in California and Riverside. Then you got Oak Brook, Chicago. Then you got Dallas. Even some schools in Dallas like, wait, this is happening in some parts of Dallas. Yes, and then you got New York or Calverton, Maryland, or all these other areas. They're going through it, right? So you're hearing it. So I'm not okay with that part. And then for me, I think in the media space, I got a lot of enemies in the media space, and some of these enemies are making big mistakes. Some of them you're just seeing that they're in it for only money. They haven't made money yet. They made a few million, but they've not made money. So they're kind of like looking for their first 100 million or first 200 million. And I understand that. You got to go through making that first million, then first 10, then first 100, and then maybe you go add the additional 0 and 2 additional zeros. Then you have the ESG community, these Larry Fink, these Wall Street, State Guard, Vanguard, Soros. He's given the fund back to his son, and he's running it now. I think his name is Alex, 38, 39 years old, and he's very close to Bill Gates.
With Gavin Newsom the other day, which they made sure
I
to
saw
get
that.
out there. Yeah.
By the way, good move for Gavin. He's going to need that guy's money, and this, Open Society Foundation that Soros has given $32 billion to the last 30 years or so. That's a very powerful nonprofit organization, Open Society. You got to watch these guys. So then you got Hollywood and what they're doing. So we got to find a way to make movies to compete against Hollywood and what they got going on. But there's a lot of enemies. But to me, you have to be very intentional on choosing the right enemies. The wrong enemies bring out the worst in you. For example, let me give an example. Women who chose the feminist movement, they chose the wrong enemy. Men are not the enemy. What are you doing? How many 65-year-olds today who are single with no kids are coming out saying, I made the biggest mistake of my life? What did they do? They chose the wrong enemy. Men were never the enemy. Christians, Muslims, and Jews, they're choosing each other as the enemy. None of you guys know for a fact. You've not died and come back. You've never met Jesus or Abraham or Muhammad. You pray to it. We all pray to it. So what are the enemies that we all see today? Values and principles that are being fought. Would you realize that Christians are thinking Muslims are the enemy, Muslims are thinking Christians are the enemy? They're not the enemy. It's the establishment and globalists that are pinning you against each other. We're choosing the wrong enemy. We have completely, most of us, missed the mark on choosing the wrong enemy, and it's destroyed people's lives. We've lost decades of our life, some years, some decades of, some their entire life it's gone with. So, the reason why I wrote this book was more for people to realize that we all make the mistake. Sometimes you're like, I'm going to do it to prove that guy wrong. That guy doesn't bring out the best in you, but the other guy does. But the other thing does, or the other institution does. So for us, we got enough of the right enemies right now where the driver, what we wanted, again, God willing, if God keeps me around for 40 years, oh my God, and we're healthy. And
what does that get you to? That gets you to 84?
84, yeah. If
that's the number for you?
I'll go to 100, but he dictates. I'm going to do my part. I'm trying to take care of my health right now the last few years. I've lost 4 inches on my waist. There's a few things I did 4 years ago in July. I stopped drinking soda. I don't drink soda at all. So, and then, a few months ago, I don't eat breakfast except for Sundays. And breakfast, my favorite meal. I don't do breakfast anymore. I just skip breakfast 6 days a week. So I'm at a weight where it's 235, 238 is my weight at my height. Mm-hmm. I was at 258, 260, which you wouldn't tell if I'm 260, because I'm a little bit taller, so it's kind of going to stretch. But at 235, 237, I'm good. I have the right people around me that trying to take care of my health and all that stuff. But at the same time, look, God can also say, you think too much of yourself, man. Who do you think you are, man? You think we need you, or you're going to be okay. Come up here in heaven, go clean a cloud. Who do you think you are? And I'm okay with that. But
how much does that worry you, though? Because I will tell you this. Something that I've been thinking about lately. Like, again, I have the things that I want right now, and I have had a thought lately that I've never had before, which is it seems to me like the shoe has to drop at some point. Like, if you have the things that you want, if you're living the life you're supposed to be living, that doesn't last for very long, right? Like, something always is going to happen, whether a death in the family, whatever it might be.
I've been thinking about my dad dying since I was 18 years old when I joined the Army, because my biggest goal in life when I was 6, when my teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a dad, because I wanted to be him. He's a great father, very good father. I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for him. He lives with me now. I'm the happiest now that he's in my house. My kids see him. My dream was for my kids to meet him.
I met him at your house.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was living there.
Yeah, wow. My dream was for my kids to know this man, because I never met his father, right? So I wanted them to have an experience with this. But I know I'm going to get a phone call one day. We're going out to a nice, my son's birthday's coming up, so we're going to the Yankee Stadium. It's going to be the first time we're going as Yankees,
We'll wrap with this, because that's a cool thing.
First time we're going there, so we're going to go there and take him to the game, and then go to, the Jets game, Patriots game, and all this stuff that we're doing. He can't go. He just told me yesterday, I can't go. I said, what do you mean you can't go, right? We're just talking about this today. He's trying to convince me to convince my dad. He said, I can't go. He said, if we go, I'm not feeling good. He was in a hospital for 5 days a couple weeks ago. He's 81. He's had 13 heart attacks. He drank and smoked for 35 years of it. He smoked 2 packs a day for 35 years. 30 years until he had his heart attack. So the fact that he's still here, super lucky. Of course I'm greedy. I'd love to see him go to 100, but I have perspective. And a long time ago, I realized when I would debate as an atheist, I was an atheist for 25 years, and then I eventually realized, hey, PBD, the bigger your vision, man, the more you need as much support as possible, and God's going to be your biggest support when you're alone and nobody believes in your vision. You're going to need to talk to somebody that's going to make sense of this vision of yours. You better get close to the man upstairs. So a lot of things that I'm never going to have the answer for, I have to rely on a source that's bigger than me, and that's the only thing I can give my faith and comfort in. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be in pain. I'm going to be emotional. I'm going to have to go to a lot of walks by myself and kind of break down and go through it. But, the grace that he's given me, man, you have no idea how big of a role that the man upstairs plays in my life. So the reason why I'm saying this is I fear those things are going to happen, but the way I know I'm going to go through it is the one source. This is the only way I can go through it, only way I can go through it.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop screaming, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.